Jumps is working. And I think it was yesterday I was doing leaf green. Oh, I've had a pretty lovely and relaxing day. I was watching Wolfie's 4-hour video on his ranking all of the Pokemon. What an intense experience that was. I say intense, of course it was. I didn't have to do anything, but he probably spent months going through every Pokemon, rating them, and coming up with a script. That's crazy. I'm very impressed. Anyone could do it, but the time investment is amazing. And now I just have to figure out what to do about Nemona. Because last time she beat me pretty bad. There's a lot of options. I've kind of decided Big Chomps here is not the answer. I think his stats are kind of weak. It's not that Garchomp's bad, it's that I had bad luck. We still have Curse, Claire, Tonks. Let me look at my TMs. Because one idea I've had is we could kind of essentially cheese the entire fight. Do we have access to Encore? We could metronome until we lead with Encore. There's like one thing we can do is she starts with Lycanroc. Lycanroc is programmed to do Stealth Rocks turn 1. So that's kind of, I'm not above cheesing the entire fight, that's the statement. Let's see if Curse learns it. Curse does not learn it. Certainly won't be Garchomp. Substitute is an interesting one too. What if I just weaken it? There's an idea. Like, the main point here is I could weaken its power. All these moves and all defense, attack. Attack, defense, accuracy. Looks like a Dunsparce sweep would be funnier. Okay, we're gonna remember charm, harsh the lover's attack. Yeah, we'll do that. Get rid of reflect. Roll charm. Do I have leftovers? Okay, yeah, we can get it in Mandali. And the only reason I don't already have it is because I am not as thorough, or I've not been as thorough in my much more casual original playthrough. Also, see, do you have something for me? Oh, super helpful. A million years late. Okay, somewhere around here will be leftovers. Probably here. Indeed. Okay. So I want to do a coil. We could do Jungle River Run over Ice Beam. We have the semblance of a plan. Where are we? Okay. Imagine if this had voice acting. Excellent. I wonder why my internet's so bad. Okay, I don't actually remember. I've just assumed that this rock guy is a physical attacker. So my semblance of a plan may not be a plan at all. Okay, crit. That is a physical attack then. It's in case the Pokeball rips her skin apart like a bow. Okay, I could knock it out in one hit, but my official plan for this entire fight is to use my stupid snake, the dunce. Like I could use a good plan, like Dragonite. Look at it, it can't do anything to me. It's so weak, it's pitiful. Alright, and Dunce here has Coil, which boosts attack, defense, and accuracy. So now we're just gonna hit this 6 times and win. Yep, that's the plan. And every turn my defense gets higher, so this little dog will do less damage. Unless it gets a crit. Crits bypass boosts in, well, I think every Pokemon game. I think my favorite thing about Dun-Dunsparce here I mean, this is basically just a joke from the Pokemon Company. They're like, we're gonna give Dunsparce lovers an evolution after 20 years. And it just gets an extra segment. Or you have the 1% chance of 2 extra segments. But the notable detail I'm seeing is Dunsparce has a pair of tiny useless wings. Dunsparce gets extra useless wings, which is, in my opinion, top tier. Alright. This is absolutely overkill. You use Drill Run. How about I use Drill Run? I've forgotten the rest of our teams, and my plan may fail yet. This one is a fighting type, but I don't think it'll matter with 6 defense boosts. That's a lot of damage. It does increase the stats quite a bit. So, it's not particularly good. That's generally it. Like, there's a lot of Pokemon that had no evolution or pre-evolution, or they just kind of had mediocre stats. You could argue they were meant more as like a mid-game Pokemon you could throw on your team to help with the next gym or something, right? Dunsparce was never meant to be like a competitive monster. I like it because it's silly. It's just like why I like Love Disc. He's immune. Okay. I forgot that was a thing. Well, let's do Hyper Drill. This not very effective move should knock it out. Technically, Plusle and Minun have a purpose of existing. It's not a good purpose, but they were intentionally designed with a ability that works in double battles to help each other. So it's kind of just what's the word I'm looking for? It's just to teach you how it works. It's not the word I was looking for, but... Oh, you got a Dunsparce too? What a hero, Nemona. Oh my goodness. It survived. See, that's the problem. If the ability just boosts the other Pokemon's attacks by 50%, which you could just use Helping Hand. Oh my goodness, she had the 3-segment Dunsparce. She really is a hero. I think it's only a graphic difference, so hers isn't any better. I'm running out of HP. It's possible she could knock Duns out. It's, in fact, I think likely because Gudra's a special attacker. Yep. Okay. What do I want to do? Yeah, the Plusle and Minun are such low stat Pokemon. You don't even need to throw out a ground type to make them useless. You could probably one-shot either of them with Eradicate. Okay, you've got coverage. But there's only 2 Pokemon left. I say with some confidence that I could win somehow. Oof. You know what? I'm gonna do Canary. You could see through the ground for a second there, that's fun. We're gonna Thunder Wave. Surely Canary survives, yeah, at least one. Now we can outspeed it, which is gonna be very important. Almost pivoted into Dragonite. That would have been a bad move. I think we should one-shot the Gudra though. The last one's a water type. The secondary problem with all of this is I'm kind of below her level. I swear that takes me out. I've got a Fire Ghost and Canary, but also I don't think I'll outspeed to paralyze. Yeah, I'm like 9 levels low. Alright, here. We'll just, let's run it back. We'll do the objectively better plan. Set up sweep with Dragonite. No, we can't skip the cutscene. This repeated experience of the game has been so much better. The 2 biggest flaws of the game is it being open world without adequate direction. Means you can easily overlevel past the challenge of the game. There also, yes, voice acting for a cutscene at the very least would be nice. I would much prefer they voice act the entire game, but you know, at least give us the important scenes that you've come up with. But yes, also on the third attempt here, having the ability to skip this cutscene I've already seen would be nice. I guess they don't actually know that I've seen it since I soft reset. But it is what it is. That's a lot of damage for weakened. Yeah, I was gonna say they should know because I've played the game before, but I didn't transfer my save to the Switch 2. There is an option that allows you to skip cutscenes, but from what I understand it doesn't work at all. Or it works on like 2 cutscenes out of every cutscene in the game. Okay, that's 3. Now we're gonna go into Noodle, and the dog's gonna use Drill Run, which will not even hit Dragonite. Free turn. Now, the dog does have Stone Edge, which is super effective. So we're only gonna get... We can do 2 Dragon Dances. The good thing here, Dragonite's way stronger than Dunsparce. And the speed boost means I'll outspeed everything. I'm gonna click it one more time. Oh my god, I should not have clicked it one more. The crit. We'll just keep resetting until we get the desired outcome. I mean, it's either this or I go grind Pokemon. I mean, it's also kind of the beauty of this run. The crit does say, I heard you liked this cutscene the first 3 times. If I fail the 4th time and then I go grind and get to see the cutscene a 5th time, that means we won. And after we beat her, we're not done yet, actually. There's a whole... well, there's plenty of post-game content. But there's one main story boss after this. That is one of the hardest fights in all the Pokemon. You got the strats, sir. Well, now sure, Lycanroc's super fast, it outsped me. It also didn't start with Stealth Rock, I'm realizing. That's pretty rare. It's kind of ridiculous that I'm gonna go for the greedy strat again. 2 Dragon Dances. I want to make sure that Gudra dies in 1 hit. Oh, we get the miss. The greed pays off. We could be even greedier. I'm gonna click Outrage. Gudra hits the field. Gudra leaves the field. Walmart hits the field. I think that's probably Palmo. The T is silent. It's definitely French. Noodle is confused. Confused is barely even a thing in this game. The matching the types is very well known in this game, but they programmed your rival to acknowledge your intelligence. Let me click a move that's not Outrage. I might hit myself in confusion. But you only have a 30%. Okay. You also have a chance to miss. Well, we're gonna click Outrage. The other noodle had a dragon move. Let's sit here and ponder. No, I'm gonna stay in. It is a steel type. It might survive the Outrage. It certainly does. But does it have anything to do against a Dragonite? And we're confused again. So basically, well, we'll just hit Outrage and hope for the best. I have more noodles on the team though. I think if I paralyze her ace, we can overcome it with the other 5 Pokemon on the team. I at least know that we're gonna outspeed it. And this does not resist Dragon, so as long as we don't hit ourselves in confusion, this is probably game. I mean, this duck has a bad hat to begin with, and then its hat gets worse. Oh my goodness. It survives. Maybe I should have been greedy. speed rises. That's part of the problem. The hat, they call it terastallizing. It does have value in the game. You can see on this screen I have a Terra type electric, normal. Like most Pokemon, it'll just be the primary type. But you can also change the Terra type. There's like rare spawns in the map that'll have different Terra types. So in competitive, which I've never really done competitive in this generation, managing or picking which Terra types you have on your Pokemon is like super important. You can, use that to turn this canary into a ghost and make it immune to fake out, so you don't, get insta lose a turn to the fake outs. Causes you to flinch, right? Or you have your guy here that's weak to fighting. You could have Ghost Terra and suddenly your opponent thought they were gonna one-shot your dunce. So there's like a lot of strategy in the core game. They just usually match the main type, but the other effect is it boosts that type of attack by double instead of the 50% boost you'd get. That's called same type attack bonus. Here I'm absolutely gonna get outsped and probably one shot, but I can hope for the best and go for a Thunder Wave. All I need is for one Pokemon to be able to survive one hit. Ollie, you're a grass Pokemon. Ollie, you're also a normal type Pokemon. Isn't it great that we get to see the cutscene a 5th time? You're also a normal Pokemon. Just do it, Dunce. Survive a hit. You have so much defense. Couple other answers. I mean, we're definitely not outspeeding anything. The champion here is not going to, like, I just need another priority attack. Alright. I win. We're gonna need some levels to conquer the end of the game anyway. I don't have much in the way of candies here. You're so excited. Yeah, it's gonna be so good. Let me do two things that I remember a move. Shadow Sneak. This move always goes first. I do not care that it is weaker. Like, that's already probably enough to win. But let's go get a few levels. More prizes. Speeds, that's crazy. Look, it's a useless pig. That's fun. Into this area in particular, because Chansey has a high chance to spawn. Clearly not that high. what I should go for. Maybe like 62. Technically my level cap's like 66, I think. So that's what her core callable was. Dragonite being 62 is probably good enough. Yeah, it used first impression, which is a priority move. Its first impression was making a shocking noise. Okay. We're gonna call that good enough. We'll also remember to save, so maybe we could even encounter that cutscene for a 6th time. Okay. Oof. This is so exciting. Look, our favorite cutscene. We'll get to experience this again in Area 0. Unless I just, win. You are right, this is the night version. I'm sure it's your determination that made you get a crit. I guess she wasn't determined. She only got one crit. We'll see how this goes. But there's 2 answers. Maybe we need more greed. Okay, no more greed. We even got worse luck on the outrage there. So you get confused after 2 or 3 turns. I feel like we just keep clicking outrage. Outrage is a very efficient move, because 1 PP gives you 2 or 3 attacks. We did learn last time the Dunsparce here has quite a lot of defense. Look at all its wings though. But the Dunsparce did not have enough defense. Confusion. Are you accusing me of using items? I mean, it's pretty arbitrary, but I think held items are different than using items. And yes, this is the orthopedic worm. And you see its cute little legs there? It's got charm. It was like a beautiful moment. I was watching Binging with Babbage's, made a second channel last year. And he was talking in the episode about how his new channel wouldn't have all the rules and restrictions that he has in the main channel, and mostly that all of those rules were self-imposed and arbitrary. So, you know, what's the problem? We're our own worst enemies so many times. Dang. Well, just having a Shadow Sneak on here is definitely not enough now. I'm gonna go for the Thunder Wave, but also I think we're gonna get one shot. Oh, Canary, you genius. It's still outsped. That's crazy. Well, I guess we're gonna see the cutscene again. That was sadly pointless. Yeah, now it outspeeds me. I thought paralysis was going to be way more productive than it ended up being. You know, and if I'd managed to get like a attack decrease, you know, or you know, maybe it could have been fully paralyzed a single time. Wouldn't that be something? Relatively bad luck with Dragonite, and then no luck the rest of the battle. Here's my, see if I had managed to at least hit with Dragonite. Oh, look at that! Maybe we could just get the most ridiculous luck ever right now. We'll Shadow Sneak 10 times and win. Okay. I'm not doing more grinding. Let me just run it back. We had terrible luck, so I think it's easy win this time. Technically, we've learned things. A number of our Pokemon are likely to survive against race. You know, what this is really saying is that my favorite Pokemon aren't very good. I should have better favorite Pokemon. They were below level for every fight in the game. Some of the fights went a lot easier than this. Yeah. Well, I don't know any details about the trainers in this game. In most Pokemon games, like you have EVs, effort values, that you accumulate throughout your run. So your Pokemon will be stronger than your average opponents. For a boss like Nemona here, they may have given her EVs to make it more challenging. In older Pokemon games, they never did that. So it's hard to know. Like, I could actually be at an advantage if they didn't give her any EVs. But I don't know. Never looked that up. Okay. Now the Outrage Lottery. Yeah. For a lot of the Pokemon stuff I watch, though, you know, like the type of run I'm doing here is mostly just for the sake of doing it. It doesn't really matter that I fail and that it's taking multiple attempts. I'm just proving that the Pokemon I like the most can do it. And if I leveled up to 65, you know, it'd probably be even easier. It's going to be way more interesting to see if we can beat the next boss. Because she's way worse. Okay. Okay. We get the cutscene again. Maybe we get the cutscene with rain. No rain. Crazy that hitting myself against the Palmo was a death sentence. See this? Well, this might be a death sentence too. It won't be because it went recoil. Actually, I might get knocked out here. Yeah. It's crazy that it's fast enough with one speed boost to make up for the paralysis. Why is the duck so fast? Okay, well, Dunce will survive a hit. Actually, that does something. Yeah. Definitely no flare bits. We'll do the cutscene again. Now with more levels. I said no more grinding. I mean, I could still fail. I'm excited. I mean, the funnier thing is now we'll just probably win with Dragonite without any effort because we'll have good luck. And all of the candies will have been for moral support. And if Dragonite dies before the duck, my new idea is to hope Champion can outspeed it at the very beginning and then just burn the duck. Burn the goddamn duck. I think this duck was the best Pokemon of all time. Also realized a smart thing I could have done. I could probably replace Outrage with an attack that does not confuse my Dragonite. Should I fail one more time for old time's sake, we'll just do that. Give Dragonite a weaker move that does not cause it to get confused. Oh, we got a miss. I could go greedy strats. Nah, we'll just click Outrage. I mean, I could have done the greedy strats. Although... oh my goodness, there we go. We're gonna lose to the rat again. Should have read that before staying in, but correct choice. I am shocked the worm survived that. And the worm has Earthquake. And it crit me. That's crazy. A crit super effective, didn't do half damage on champion here. Clicked too quickly again. Okay, it's the Dun Sparse. Dun Sparse has like no attack. So it's gonna hit me with an earth attack. And it'll do around half my health. We're in the situation I kind of hoped for. We have most of our health. We will not survive a single hit from the duck. But my general hope was that I could switch in if Dragonite fell to this Pokemon, and then just burn the duck before its speed is boosted. Burn halves physical power. It still outspeeds. And yeah, we don't survive that. And the other thing, there's no point in doing paralysis against this. I know Canary at least survives a hit. Probably doesn't survive a single hit. We can hope for the best. duck is crazy. We could grind, but also remember the last smart thing that crossed my mind. Is it fun? We could do Dragon Tail's so much weaker. It's like half the power. Another thing that crossed my mind is maybe mush would be a far better counter for the duck. Mush is way below the level. 55. It's gonna take a hot minute here. That's okay. That's crit twice. Like that was my not super effective move doing that much. I want to over level the rest of the team, so I'll switch in these other Pokemon. The other answer here is maybe some of the other Pokemon could come into being answers as well. I mean, like, the team's good. Mostly the issues I'm having are Palmo. Palmo is a fighting electric type, and if I let it hit anyone, it kind of runs away with the game. Well, Steel makes me neutral to fighting. The duck, the absurdly fast duck, like the water tonks here would resist it. Like, that's an answer. My pride here I kind of abandoned a long time ago. The Steel Ghost. It's kind of interesting. But mostly, I think we're gonna try and get the mushroom up a little bit. Two misses in a row. doesn't kill well. That's crazy. Where are you arriving? Incredible. Mac and cheese golem. Who's my mac and cheese golem? Oh, hero? Yeah. This is Goldengo. And does it tell us? I don't think it'll tell you here. But Goldengo's a very special boy. I named him Hero because he's a hero. But you see, he has a really crazy ability, good as gold. The body of pure solid gold gives the Pokemon full immunity to other Pokemon status moves. He's gold. He's Steel Ghost, which is like a crazy type. And then Pokedex. Goldengo evolves from Gimmighoul. Gimmighoul is useless. It learns Astonish and Tackle, and that's it. No TM moves, no nothing. To evolve Goldengo into, or to evolve Gimmighoul into Goldengo, you have to collect, this is a slog, 999 Gimmighoul coins. So, but the secret, Goldengo is such a special boy because this is Pokemon number 1000, and they wanted to treat him special. So there you go, little Pokemon history. And yeah, he kind of looks like he's got mac and cheese on his head. He's a very special boy. I mean, I like the idea of golden pool noodles. We can go with that. Oh my goodness. After a million years, a Chansey. Chansey's still like the fastest experience you can get. Aside from like battling trainers. But I don't think there's a way to rematch trainers in this game. Go through this too. You can craft TMs in this game. See if there's anything useful. I have done quite a good job. Oh yeah, here it is, Helping Hand. The thing that makes Plusle and Minun basically useless. You could just use this to boost your partner Pokemon. And it can be on good Pokemon too. Alright, no TMs I can make. Or no, useful. I think Legend ZA is the best music in Pokemon that I've experienced. That one's definitely notable in that regard. Okay, so most of my team's up to 64 now. Pull up the 18. I would never imply that any Pokemon's not good, except for Unknown. I think I will get Mush to 62, and then we'll try again. And I know that might sound crazy with how much I've struggled with this champion fight, but also Amoonguss, that's the Pokemon's name, it evolves from Fungus. He's the Fungus Amoonguss. Amoonguss is one of the best Pokemon in the history of the Pokemon franchise. Ooh, and we got Make It Rain. Okay, so I told you that Goldengo is pretty special. I gave him good as gold. He ignores getting. You can't burn him. You can't put him to sleep. And then he also gets Make It Rain, which is 120 power, full accuracy, hits both opponents, and it just lowers your special attack one stage. It also gives you money. Crazy good Pokemon. But also he's kind of like a glass cannon, so I don't think he would be the reason I could make it past the champion. He's level 60. We're almost there. Oh, hey. That's crazy. Gengar could win the fight too. Just give it a quick claw and Destiny Bond. Hope for the best. Where have you made it to now in BG3? I'm pretty interested to hear. Is it crazy that I don't remember Baconia? Some of the fights in the game were very memorable. Mother Superior. Oh, that makes a lot of sense. I didn't remember the name. Okay. When I did that fight, I think it was perhaps the most overwhelming fight in the entire game. If I'm remembering the right one. I think there's some fights I missed also that are as harder, but alright, we have done it. It is time for another cutscene, and this time, victory. That sounds like a whole nother experience too. Generally on my playthrough I just like auto finished the night and let it just pick random things for the camp. He's lucky to have 11 lemons and seaweed. What a privileged, ungrateful man. Okay. I'm gonna waltz in with the same strategy, but this time giving me an 85% chance of success. I think the mushroom can solo the freaking duck. I think the sewers were one of my favorite places too. Did you encounter the, was it the grease mage, I think? I don't remember his name either. He has oil. I still think I consider Baldur's Gate 3 to be, I mean, it's in the top 5 greatest games of all time, for sure. I think I might like it better than Expedition 33. Just thinking about them in hindsight. Well, I don't know for sure. On my playthrough, I accidentally killed Jaheira. It might be possible to romance her. You'd have to, like, look up a bunch of information on that. The blind playthrough is, like, I think the best experience. Like, after I beat it, I did watch a lot of content. You got to learn, you know, like, interesting things you can do in the game. Jaheira might still be a no, but, yeah. Alright, Dragonite has fallen to the Dundun's Farce. And I've learned in the last attempt, Champion beats basically everything except the duck. That's the best policy. Yeah, I mean, you're probably right. She's a story character. It's weirder that she can die and the story progresses. Noodle did get drowned by the better Noodle. We still have Orthworm though. I think we could probably do that. Okay, let me test my theory of winning with a mushroom. We'll give it a toxic. Surely the best competitive mushroom of all time will survive a hit. The mushroom, well, okay, the mushroom put it to sleep with a Vex Spore, which ruins my toxic. That's not great, but I can just Giga Drain. Oh my goodness. And it has like less than a 50% chance to wake up on the second turn. That just did over half damage. Oh, it woke up. It fell asleep again, oh my goodness. Okay, well, we still win. We'll do 2 grass knots with Canary. The greatest competitive mushroom of all time is the winner. And now, even if it wakes up, yeah, I have a priority move. Okay. The answer was mush. The fungus from the top down does look like a Pokeball. In the original game it came out in, it was a 2D, right? So you would see some Pokeballs in the grass, and you wouldn't be able to tell if it was a fungus or an item. It was on the first try, Nemona. Yeah, I'm incredible. Praise me. If only you had a mushroom. It only took 2.5 hours. We've completed Victory Road. straight to the end game. First time I made it to this part of the game was kind of awesome. So the lore here is there's this area, all the areas on the map are like numbered kind of. And this is area 0, and it's in a crater. So I guess something in the lore crashed in the middle of the crater. But the crater's full of like super powerful Pokemon. In Scarlet, they're Pokemon from the far past. They're, in both cases, they call them Paradox Pokemon. In Violet, they're Pokemon from the far future. And they all look like Pokemon that you may have seen before. It's just like a form from the past or the form from the future. They're kind of their own category, and you know, like they're all kind of powerful, right? But they're like weird, as in some of the stats are like super weak and other stats are super strong. And yes, I'm just clicking through the dialogue because the lore is not that important. But what we find down here, I mean, we gotta go through a bunch of hoopla, hit some buttons in some different stations. But the bottom is like the research facility, and the Pokemon professor from these games had created a time machine. And that's the source of all the Paradox Pokemon. So it's kind of like a little epic end game moment here. The lore of the main game, like you do Victory Road, which we just finished. Arven's like fighting a bunch of titans. One of the titans, either Iron Treads or Great Tusk, are Paradox Pokemon that made it out of the crater, which was pretty interesting. And then Penny is the Team Star leader. Like, I think the story in this game is pretty good. Like it's better than having like an evil team that's trying to take over the world. You just have people that are motivated by research, and maybe they accidentally, oh yeah, and Arven's the son of this professor. Yeah. Everyone kind of has their own motivations. No one's really evil per se in this one. Yeah, sometimes it's like worse in one of these games when they try and like get too serious. Pokemon's not really a game that lends itself to being too serious. So while I think Pokemon Platinum's the best game, it does have that flaw. The story, the writing's like, it's a bit much. Guys, this is just a game. Why do we have the god of time and the god of space and an underworld? Calm down. This, I think, was a pretty decent little cutscene. We have our little space lizard here. OSHA. Okay, we made it. Like the atmosphere at the top of this crater is kind of dark and dreary. So we get this cool moment right here where it like opens up and it's bright. It's mystical. It subverts your expectation. Okay. Our crazy space lizard's afraid. Okay, there's the research stations. I'll point out cool things as we go. We can't use Koraidon, so we have to actually run through. Here's a Pokemon you might remember. Giraffarig. In this game, Giraffarig evolves into Farigiraf. And just look at that name for a second. Giraffarig? Farigiraf? They just reversed the palindrome. Clever peoples. Phobia of palindromes. Farigiraf's actually a really good Pokemon. It has I forget what its ability is, but it's kind of special. Whew, this area is so much more full of Pokemon versus on the Switch 1. okay. This is a game. There's nothing to fear. And the chat will just disappear forever when the stream ends. Which is kind of sad, actually. Okay, I thought we got the Paradox Pokemon when we got here, but I guess it's the next one. Okay, Nemona basically one-shotted on her own. I guess I can go home. So the game generally expects you to be like fighting your way to each of these. Like, I mean, there was a couple mandatory, or there was one mandatory fight, really. But here we have the weirdest thing. We're a team of 4 people, but I can just go sleep on this bed. I wonder if they watch me while I sleep. Or do we all sleep on this little bed together? The possibilities are endless. Here we'll get a paradox Pokemon, I'm pretty sure. It's a Jigglypuff. This game's been out for 3 years, but I don't remember any of these type matchups. We'll just hope that that's super effective. Oh, it's probably Psychic type. Almost all the Paradox Pokemons are really good designs, actually. Oh, you get auto healed? What's the point of the bases? Well, that's convenient for the plot. There is a little secret right here. I'm gonna check this just, for one particular reason, really. I can get some experience with Chansey. There's after you beat the game, there's like a rare paradox Pokemon that spawns in here. I wanted to see, will it spawn before we beat the game? Because when I played through this the first time, I didn't know you could like come off this way. It seems like none of the paradox Pokemon really spawn until you beat the game though. This is an interesting decision. I mean, I think they wanted you to not have the paradox Pokemon as a tool to make the game easier. There are certainly some good Pokemon in here. That's a lot of Chanseys. Here's the kind of notable thing. It looks like there's like this weird summoning circle in the middle of the room. And I would conclude, having been down here a little bit now, that we will not see any paradox Pokemon spawn. This two-headed dragon evolves into a three-headed dragon called Hydreigon. Well, it used to be one of the greatest dragons, pseudo-legendaries. But they invented fairy-type Pokemon just to nerf it. It's like the joke with the Alakazam has 2 spoons. Mega Alakazam has 5. That's 3 more spoon. Oh, that's Great Tusk. So Great Tusk was one of the Titan Pokemon you encountered out in the world. I've picked a fire type to fight a ground type. We'll just will-o-wisp. It has no power now. Oh, rapid spin raises speed in this game? That's new. That's probably not new in this game. I'm playing Leaf Green and Fire Red. Rapid spin just does 40 damage in that game. Oh, there's a screen tail. So now that we're pretty deep, they're actually starting to spawn. But I think there's only like 3 you can catch before you beat the game. This part of the game is quite pretty though. Beautiful waterfall. You see the crystals look kind of similar to the Pokemon's transformations you were commenting on. There's so many Pokemon to try and avoid. Hey, the Dunsparce can spawn though, that's cool. I feel like you'd be a big fan of these rocks here, the Garganacle. I don't know why. It just seems like a design you would like. the pyramid guys for clarity. The Minecraft monster is Garganackle. This is the big twist. Professor Sada is an android. He could tell. This is like the final piece in the puzzle. The last research station's absolutely fucked. Alright, we're coming up on the lab. I don't actually remember what our team's like, but we're gonna attempt the same strategy as before. That's a shame that you don't like the Minecraft Pokemon. It is a bit of a weird one. It's basically salt. Oh, we're not fighting the professor yet. I don't want to lead with it. I'll stick with champion as a matter of fact. So we'll just go hit the button and not worry about the consequences. It's a salt type Pokemon. That is lore accurate actually. In Legend ZA, they use the unevolved form to flavor soups. What if I hit no? I'm gonna hit no. Oh. Okay, my choice was irrelevant. You think it was a good idea to open a thing with this much security? Look, it's another one. We open the gate and the other Koraidon enters the lab. They were worried about things coming out of the lab, but no, they let the monster in. Oh, there's a scary Pokemon right there. Are we fighting any of them? Oh, that's a lot of them. I noticed the mushroom. It's an ancient version of our boy Mush. Pokemon have been like, yeah, just fight Great Tusk again. That's a good that was a good fight for you. time to heal my Pokemon, but it's kind of nice. Okay, I think it's still a grass type. This is actually the strongest Paradox Pokemon. They didn't intend it to be the strongest, but this is Fluttermane, a competitive Bane. But I think it has no physical defense. Well, it survived one hit. That's something. It's like super fast, really high special attack, really high special defense. There actually is an evolved Tangela. Okay. Here we are. There's our android. That's the reveal that you're artificial intelligence. Oh, this is it. We're at the end game now. I'm gonna hit save. And ideally, we're gonna beat this in one shot. But, you know, best laid plans and whatnot. I mean, I feel like Dragonite basically is an effective counter to her entire team. I know it, if I can have it boosted for the last Pokemon. Ooh. This room kind of reminds me of the chamber in X-Men that Charles Xavier has. Let's see. So here we get to put our book that we were conveniently given into the machine. The professor says, if it's all part of the programming, I'll have to attack you. This will either be way harder than Nemona or super easy. This is considered, aside from in the DLC, one of the hardest fights in Pokemon. And specifically Professor Sada, not Professor Turo, which is the one in Violet. Because the past Paradox Pokemon are actually quite a bit stronger than the future Paradox Pokemon. I don't think that was Game Brink's intention, but you also see every single one of her Pokemon were caught in a Master Ball, which is pretty unfair. It's hard to get 6 Master Balls in a Pokemon game. So what does she lead with? I'm hoping it's a physical attacker. Slitherwing. I'm gonna charm and hope for the best. Lunge. Attack. Yeah, I don't need my attack. I think lunge is a physical attack. We'll know if it does less damage. It may not be a physical attack. Let's go Hypnosis. That's a physical attack. Here, I'll do one more charm. We can do the Dragonite Dream Run. Okay, it definitely was a physical attack. And we succeeded a Hypnosis. Alright, she has little to no chance now. Ooh, but we could also try and do Dunce. Oh, but Dunce will get outsped and killed by a special attack. And yeah, no, we'll do Noodle. Noodle Run. And we do have a moment here. Like, it's asleep. So we can really set up if we get a little lucky. sweep. That's going to do 9 damage. And we don't care about a speed fall because we keep our attack boosts. We'll already outspeed everything. Hit me with that low sweep every turn. Go for it. We're at +3 speed. Or after this, yeah. +5 attack, +3 speed. One more. And you can also check. Yeah, so we'll do one more. I mean, I think we'll get hit by another low sweep probably. But +2 speed should be enough to outspeed everything. But we now have max attack. We'll hit extreme speed. +6 extreme speed. Assuming Screamtail is a fairy type. Yeah, okay, no effect. We'll hit extreme speed. Next will probably be the Flutter Mane, because that's also a fairy type. But Flutter Mane has no physical defense. Oh, but it's a ghost type. Okay, we gotta hit a 70% accurate hurricane. Oh, we hit it. Oh. Maybe I was wrong. Oh wait, hurricane's not a physical attack. I don't think there's really any point in preserving Noodle at this point. But we probably could. No, I don't think we should. That's confused. That's a very dramatic wait. Alright. We have to win with our own merit. On it, we will one shot with Biter Blade. Sandy Shocks. Because Sandy Shocks is not a ground type. I will be surprised. We do have a problem coming after this. Go for a Giga Drain Earth Power. Okay, it's definitely a ground type. Alright, well, we do have a massive problem about to enter the field. You'll see. Like, I talk about Fluttermane being the strongest. I mean, the Fluttermane is the strongest. But here we have Roaring Moon, which is a it's a really strong Pokemon. Maybe we could try and paralyze it. I don't remember its typing. It's definitely dragon. And it gets a booster energy, photosynthesis. What does it boost? Its attack. It's officially a problem. But we paralyze it. We can go for the liquidation if we presumably outspeed it. Maybe we get a defense drop. No defense drop. Okay. We can charm it. Alright, I think what we do now, it's slow, we've weakened its attack, we go for coil, which boosts our attack, our defense, and our accuracy. Presumably we can survive. Okay, yeah, we easily survive the Dragon Claw. So now we could just keep doing this, and our leftovers should keep us healthy. Oh, and it got a paralysis sting. Okay, so yeah, so this went a lot better than Nemona. But I think Nemona just had better diversity on her team. We didn't really have the right tools to thrive against her. Night Slash. Okay, I could probably stop boosting now and just win. Dragon Rush. And then the AI for some reason is toasted from that. But What did you know? That's not actually the end, although we're close. No. I hit A too quickly. Outfit change. See, the secret is your Koraidon is registered to Sada. So they make it really dramatic, but this part of the game's scripted. I don't think you can lose. In a sense, I find it's a weird climax. Like, why is it your Pokemon versus your Pokemon? There's two legendaries. They could have been fighting each other. Or you're fighting Dragon. Fighting Dragon, it does not... It's not weak to flamethrower or the other thing. Alright. We'll just do flamethrower. gonna say get bulk up. I don't have bulk up. Oh look, I survived on 1 HP. It feels a little scripted. Oh, we don't want a raised attack. We'll do collision horse then. I'll just give you random boosts. That's an omni boost. I think, well, I don't know if you have to do it. Kind of a good question. Would you lose if you didn't Terra? You probably would. Or the game would just be like, you need a Terra this next turn and keep you alive on 1 HP. I could have done that for science. It doesn't knock it out anyway. Okay, yeah, it just keeps you up. You're not allowed to lose. That's the answer. I mean, it is climatic, but I don't think it adds to the experience. Just beating Sada was pretty epic on its own. And then a lot of the older Pokemon games that feature the legendary so much, it's more about like legendary versus legendary. I think it's a little weird that you end up having 2 of the same legendary in this game and the other. But overall, I think the game is better than I initially thought. Especially playing it, you know, with level caps and some limits. As a less or a more casual challenge, where you just catch whatever you want. Like whenever I failed against Nemona without being limited to the Pokemon in my box, you could just go pivot the whole team if you had to. Uh-oh, French ending. doesn't really explain why there are more Paradox Pokemon in Area 0 after this cutscene. I mean, this is visually like a stunning little end sequence. I think they did a pretty good job. That feels pretty good. Another challenge done. Do we? Okay. I was like, do we just get a black screen? More than half of this stream was me failing to beat Nemona. Fair enough. It's past midnight here. Alright, well I think we can cut the stream, because we got, well it doesn't matter, I'm not monetized, but it's kind of funny, they got copyright music in the credits. Hilarious choice. Practicing good pivot. Yes, I was figuring out the strategy of not being so underleveled. Have a good night, Elliot. I hope you are doing pretty well. We can watch that YouTube video tomorrow. We'll see you later. Bye. Yeah. Ooh, I hope you have a good time. Alright. Well, I'm gonna end this stream.